Good evening, friends, and thank you for taking the time to tune in to this edition of Your Money Matters with Talia. I have something very interesting to talk about this afternoon. So strap in, get a pencil, get a pen, Google some things after we talk, and decide what really works for you. Now, I want us to remember that in order for the general public, you and I, who weren't born wealthy or won't have anyone possibly leave us any money or donate millions to us, possibly. I say possibly because anything can happen. But until those big donations or those big gifts are bestowed upon us, we have to learn how to manage the money that we get on a regular basis. We have to learn how to manage our Social Security checks. We have to learn how to manage our retirement money. We have to learn how to manage our 9 to 5 income that comes in. We have to learn how to manage our money. So, one thing that has always bothered me or always has been a struggle in my journey to find financial success is the dreaded credit card. Talk about a couple of things from an article today that I read, and it's from The Balance, and the title was Five Common Myths About Credit Cards. Now, I'm not going to go through all five. You know me. I'm only going to pick the ones that, hit me or the ones that I've experienced and I know are true. You can look at the article yourself if you like. The link will be in the comments. So let's get into it. Myth number one. I need credit cards to build credit. That is not absolutely necessarily true. You actually can build your credit history by paying your rent on time, by paying your utilities on time, and paying your cell phone bill and your AEP bill or your electric bill on time. Now, I didn't know that your rent could be reported on your credit. Did you know that? So you could actually talk to your landlord and say, hey, could you start reporting my rent to the credit bureau? I mean, what's the worst they can say? Yes, I believe they're gonna say yes. And secondly, Experian has something on their side of the credit reporting bureau now, where it's called a boost. Where they'll actually, if you say yes to the boost, they'll actually pull your cell phone bill payments, your AEP payments. AEP is just electric in Virginia. They will pull those payments to your credit. Now, normally they're not on there. So if you go pull your credit score right now, you will not see your Sprint, your Verizon, or your AEP on there. But if you do the boost, if you opt in for Boost, you can get them now put on your credits, your credit report. So instead of racking up debt to build your credit, you can actually build your credit by doing what you're making your normal payments and doing what you're already doing. You paying your rent and your phone bill. So think about that. Myth number two is I need a credit card to shop online. That's not true anymore, especially in 2020, because most everyone now has a debit card that is connected to their bank account. So if you can shop online and use your debit card. It's just like a credit card because most of them have the Visa logo. Now, a caveat, I would say, for me personally, if I shop online, I have a separate account that I use because I had my main account hacked one time and I didn't have money for like 60 days and I was like, that is never gonna happen to me again. So I have a separate account that I use for online shopping. Myth number three. Now here's a big one. Here's a good one. This is a good one. Let's talk about this one. I need a credit card for emergencies. No, you don't. I just wanted to cut you off. I wanted to cut you off right there. No, you don't. You must, and this is a must, you must create yourself an emergency fund account. Now, we talked about it. The first one that you start is $1,000. The next one that you start has 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses in it. What I want you to do right now is whatever your last that you called an emergency was, however much money that was, I want you to start saving that amount of money in your emergency fund. The minimum you should have is $1,000. It is very important that you do not use credit your credit cards as an emergency fund. It is not your emergency fund because that money has to be paid back at the end of the month. If you're not into the introductory phase where it's like 0% APR, you're going to be charged interest every month until that is paid off. That's extra money that you don't actually have. So credit cards are not your emergency fund. And I'm guilty. Okay, guilty, bullseye, guilty because I used my credit card recently. I did. Now I had it all paid off. I had all my little credit cards paid off. Worked really hard to do it, and then I needed to pay for school, but I didn't feel like listen to this. I didn't feel like going to the bank and going to my fund, my little emergency fund account, and taking the money out and just taking it over there to the school. So I used my credit card. You see my face. It's so easy to pull that little piece of plastic out and just swipe and keep swiping until now you done built yourself up some more credit card debts that you got to pay off. Now I'm mad at my own personal self. Because I should not have done it. We don't need the swipey plastic. And if you're going to use the swipey plastic because the world has told us we need it, if you feel like you need it, then whatever you swipe on there at the first of the month, make sure before the due date you have paid it off. Because if you pay it off after the due date, you have to pay interest on the money that you borrowed. A credit card is nothing but a loan. That's what a credit card is, a loan. And there you got to pay interest on every loan. So I want to encourage you. Christmas is coming up. Christmas is coming. And this is an area where we are tempted to charge. And then in 2021, you got to spend all year getting out of debt. I want us to really, really think about how we are going to handle ourselves this Christmas. Because it's too late to do a Christmas fund. I am a avid believer in a Christmas account at your credit union. Go find you a credit union, get plugged in at your credit union, and open you up a Christmas club. It's where you take money out of your checks or whatever every month, and it goes into this club, this account, and you cannot withdraw it until Christmas time. They give you a big old check, and some of the accounts have interest on them. So I would encourage you it's too late to do it this year, but consider going to a credit union or a local, I haven't seen them at banks. I've seen them at credit unions. That's why I'm shouting out the credit unions. Go to your local credit union, open yourself up a Christmas club. It is necessary. So every year you don't go into debt trying to make somebody's Christmas great. I tell you, since I've started my Christmas club, I have been stress-free around Christmas time. Matter of fact, so much money goes into that account that when it's time for them to cash it out, I just give the people money. I just give them money. I just increase it every year. I don't feel like going shopping. I don't feel like buying you or your kids gifts. So here you go. Here's a good God bless you handshake. Go get what you want. Praise God. I'm serious, but it's because I planned. I took my time and said, how much money do I want to take out of this account every month and put into my Christmas club? How much money do I want to do? And I just put it in there. I don't think about it. I look at the Christmas club account once a month just to see it grow. That's all. And then when it's time, it's almost time. I'm looking at the calendar right now. It's almost time to get my little Christmas fund check. And then everybody's going to get a check this year. I'm still not going Christmas shopping. Now that I have the money to go Christmas shopping, I don't want to go. I don't want to go Christmas shopping. So what they going to do? They going to get money. Go get your own gift. Money is a gift that keeps on giving, honey. Go get your own gift because I planned through the whole year and I got me a Christmas club. So y'all find you, like I said, a credit union and start that next year. Okay, so I want to encourage you not to go into debt over this season. I want to encourage you to leave your credit cards alone. Pay for stuff with cash. Okay, but if you have to, if you use that credit card, make sure it's an amount that you can pay off at the end of the month. If you got to charge something for $5,000, that is not it. That is not what we're doing. That's not it, because you can't pay it back. Put that up. And if you have to have a credit card, I encourage you to get something with a reasonable limit. Something you can pay off at the end of the month. So that's all I have for you. Just a quick little video. Credit cards are only good if you can pay that bill off at the end of the month. If you can't pay it off at the end of the month, you're just going to stress yourself out because you have created yourself more debt and another bill. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy, and I want you to be stress-free. And credit cards are not the way to live stress-free. All right, so that's it. That's all I have for you. You know who I am. I'm Talia. I'm your friend, trying to help you with some friendly, easy financial advice that you can understand and you can apply. Make sure to check out the links that I put up for Experian, talking about the boost, and also the one from The Balance, highlighting the common myths of credit cards. So leave your comments in the box. All my social media contacts are down at the bottom. Feel free to reach out, comment, and text. Until next time, remember, your money matters, and leave them credit cards alone.